Welcome. I'm Melva Persico. Come with me, meet new people, and share their experiences in this episode of Our Culture to the World. My guest today is Deborah Kehinde, Dr. Deborah Kehinde. And we're going to talk about her, her journey, and what she's doing now. And so, Deborah, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Deborah Kehinde. I'm the CEO of Rhoda Doxa Fashion, Beauty, and Skincare, African Skincare to be precise. So I'm currently living in Guyana. I've been here going to 10 years now. I'm actually born and raised in Nigeria.
Okay, so you're from Nigeria and you're living in Guyana. And
Yes.
you said you were here about 10 years in Guyana. You've been living.
Yeah, it will be 10 years in February next year by God's grace.
Okay. So, if I may be a little curious, what prompted you to go to Guyana?
So I was actually in a pre-med school in Nigeria, and the university I attended over here, they came to advertise the school, and then I was just like, let me give it a shot, and they gave me admission and they gave me part scholarship. So I was just like, let me just come here to study medicine. Like, and that was like the first time I was traveling out of Nigeria.
Oh,
So yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was fun. It wasn't a bad experience per se, but I came here to study medicine, and after I finished graduating from medical school, I decided to stay here because while I was in medical school, I started my business, and I was just like, since the business is going, I was like, let me just stay here and make it a home.
Right.
Also.
Okay. Well, we're happy that you've made Guyana your home. And but when you got to Guyana, I mean, you said it was the first time you were traveling outside of Nigeria.
Yeah.
And when you got to Guyana, what were your first impressions of Guyanese and Guyanese culture?
Okay, so while I was coming, right, I stopped in several places because there was no direct flight to Guyana from Nigeria.
Right.
So like I stopped in Germany. Germany is developed, and I came to Guyana. But before I came to Guyana, right, the person that was in charge of bringing people to Guyana, like my school, the representative in Nigeria, came here already and was like, don't expect this place to be like what are they calling it? Nigeria is more civilized than even this place developed than this place. So he already prepared me a bit. So I was like, okay. I tried checking on Google about Guyana, but there was no so much information like to see the place. So I was just like, okay, we'll see how this place look like. And I wasn't planning on staying this long. I was supposed to spend just 2 years and 5 months, 5 months over here. But I end up staying. So when I came here, to be honest, when Guyanese people talk, I don't understand anything they say. And they were speaking English. I grew up speaking English, but it was just a very, very different accent. Like it was so thick that it took me time to adjust to understand what Guyanese people say. And then I think also them with me, sometimes like now I noticed that when I got to Guyana, I talk more louder than before because I have to raise my voice and pronounce it like talk really hard so that they can be able to understand what I'm saying. And again, I talk fast. I try to like, okay, reduce the space. Also, when it comes to the culture, like back in Nigeria, right, there's this strong family value, strong family bond. Like it's different. And then I grew up in Lagos, but I'm from Osun State. Coming from Lagos, that is very like it's developed,
Right.
not like what people like think is a village. It's not a village.
Right.
It's developed, and seeing that this place is not even to that extent, I was just like, oh, I was a bit disappointed, but since my mind was prepared, I was just like, oh, I'm just going to stay here and just let me face my studies and I'll live here. So, and the food was different. They have similarities. Like when I came, the food they welcome with was Chinese food. So that was first time I ate Chinese food. So
Okay.
and then I started cooking my own food. I just adapt eventually, and
But
here we are.
what were some of the foods that were similar? Because I'm sure there's some things that are a little similar.
Yes, like the cook up now. When we
Mm-hmm.
cook our own, we call it rice and beans.
Right.
We don't add coconut milk
Coconut milk.
inside. We don't add beef or chicken inside. We just make it rice and beans.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have stew with it with, like, guide it with beef stew, chicken stew, goat stew, that kind of thing.
Right.
But it was like, it's different. So it's similar that way. Say I actually we eat rice and beans at the end of the day. What you guys call cook up? What other food is similar? Bread is the same thing everywhere in the world. I
What
think
about the
that's
way
good.
we cook the way we cook okra? Is it
It's different. It's
different?
different.
How do
Like
you?
you guys, okra is chunky. We say the okra. Us, we kind of, it's more or less blendy and it's draw. It has this drawy feeling inside. But you guys, I think you guys chop yours.
Right.
You can grate us, or you can use a food processor to just blend it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's okra to it.
Yeah, but sometimes we do cook the peas and rice, as we would say, without coconut milk and then eat it with a stew. So, but
Oh,
most people do, yes, do, it's when we do it with the coconut milk, then it's cook up rice. Yes,
yes.
yeah. But then, and it's interesting you said that, you found it was hard for you to understand the Guyanese accent. And then, of course, the Guyanese people it was hard for them to understand you. So that
Yes,
took some
yes.
adjusting. Yes.
Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm. So, have any kind of stereotypes about Nigeria or Nigerian culture that now their interaction with you are able to show them, well, look, it's not so.
So, two things, right? That's part of why I started my business, because when I came here, the African print I was seeing, or the fashion, was like maybe 30 years ago kind of fashion in Nigeria. That's before I was kind of pictures you see your mom wearing,
Okay.
that kind of thing. And then the interaction is too, I find the people that are literate, don't let me say educated, because people that are literate and educated, and more literate, you see them, don't think Africa is just this poor place. But people that are not, that are illiterate, I know,
Right.
and ignorant, they think coming from Africa is this place that we are all living on trees, and we are, zebra is just crossing, cow is crossing, donkey is crossing, all those things. You just see elephants and all that. You have to go to the zoo to see those things. Like, in fact, in this place, you see a donkey with a cat. In Nigeria, I've never seen that before.
Right.
So I grew up in Lagos, though. So I'm
Right.
speaking about Lagos now. So it's like coming here, people, these two sets of people. So when you meet people, you just have to accept them just the way where they are. So, but most literate people know that, okay, back in Nigeria is where it's developed. It's not this poor place people think.
Right.
So
And it's not so much literate, but so there are people who are literate, but maybe didn't have the exposure, they can
yes,
read and write, but their world view is very limited because maybe they
limited.
never really move too much out of their own little circle,
Yes,
and not they didn't, like, yes, they can read, but how widely, maybe they don't
yeah,
read enough of things outside of their own little interests or view, or just depend on the media, because
yes,
a lot of that portrayal of Africa as just jungle and just poverty, a lot of that comes from the media. And some people don't investigate things for themselves.
yes.
Mhm. Yes. So yeah, you said you had to make some adjustments, some adaptation to living in Guyana, coming from big, modern Lagos, Nigeria, to Guyana, which is developing. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of development over the last 10 years.
Yes, I am.
But, it was kind of shock to you when you got to this place that was not as well developed as where you grew up.
Yes, yes.
How was it that how was it for you adapting to life in Guyana?
It's like back in Nigeria, right? There, like when I came here, the only mall they have was like City Mall or something. There were so many malls in Nigeria. There are so many places to go to. This place I had to. I was an introvert before I came here, but this place made me more like lean more to my introvert nature because it's like there's no place to go. But I kind of had to adapt. I started like my church is welcoming. My pastor is very welcoming, and his wife. And also, I just okay, how can I use their okra to cook my own okra? How can, like the yam is very small. How can I make the yam look cook it my own way? How can I, the food? How can I do things my own way? At first, when I came, also I was just traveling a lot out of Guyana because it's like there's nothing really to do here. Once you go to school, come back, you study, it's like the same thing all over and all over again. But it's yes.
But there are things to do. You got the cultural center to go to. You got
Yes, but the cultural center is like you okay. The also like Guyanese people like drinking and partying. That's not really my
right,
father
your
is a pastor.
thing. Mm-hmm.
That's not my thing from the start. So it took a lot of time to adjust to it. It took a lot of, and it was a bit depressing also, being far away from your family. But the
Right.
first 5 months I came here, I went back to Nigeria. I came back again.
Well, you did? You flew back to
Yes,
Nigeria from Guyana?
yes, I went back for holiday. I went, I started going home and then I'll look forward for the holiday. But eventually, I think starting my business, and that's what most people really, maybe I haven't told so many people this. It's made me want to stay here. It kept me busy. Sparked this joy of being
Okay.
in this place, for
Mhm.
me. So that's it.
Right. So I understand what you're saying. For you coming from Lagos with huge malls and whatnot and whatnot. At that time, they really didn't have anything much. Now we have a few more malls, but yeah, they didn't have
Yes.
two, just the one at that time in Georgetown. Yes, I can imagine how hard it was for you. But what would you say you appreciate most about Guyana? Having lived here for 10 years, almost 10 years, Guyana, the place, the people, the culture.
Guyanese people are very contented people. They are, you see, that's part what made me stay here. Even I'm still here because it's like in Lagos, the noise, the traffic, what you guys call traffic here is not what we call traffic in Nigeria, like in Lagos. Lagos traffic is literally standstill kind of traffic.
Ooh.
It's very noisy, it's overpopulated. But this place is very, like I live on the East Coast, for example, now, and where I live is very quiet. So it's very quiet. People here are just simple people. They go to work in the morning, they come back, and they do the same thing over and over again. And then go to America for summer, that kind of thing. So they are very contented people. And if you meet the nice Guyanese people, they are actually nice Guyanese people. Like, these guys to judge the country about people, how they are. If I have met 3 people and 2 out of the people are nice, I'll just think automatically people in that country are nice people. And as I can say about Guyanese people, they're actually nice people, to be honest. They are nice people, they are very contented people. They are not greedy people. They are not greedy people. They are happy with what they have.
But tell me, so have you ever lived in Georgetown? Because you told me you live on the East Coast, which is
East
a
Coast.
little, it's outside of
Yes,
Georgetown.
I lived on the East Coast. I lived at Georgetown for a while, but I didn't like. I had a horrible experience there. I had to move back to the East
Okay.
Coast because it's more quiet.
Right, right. Yes,
Yes,
and too, being out there on the East Coast, I can imagine it's, a little, yeah, as you said, quieter, and then there's less to do. But in Georgetown,
yes,
a little
the,
more that you could do, get around, and so
yes.
I lived in Georgetown for most of my life in Guyana. I was born and grew up in Linden, But then
Oh,
when I finished high school, I moved to Georgetown, and I lived there for most of my life until I migrated. So I could appreciate the difference. Um, yeah. So um, what we talked a little bit about food, but is there any other similarity or connection that you've noticed between life in Guyana and life in Nigeria? Or
the the Afro-Guyanese people, right? They are more or less like Nigerian. The skin color, everything is more or less like. Even when you see some people's face, be like, oh, this person really look
they look
Nigerian.
familiar?
Well, they look yes. So it's like you see them and you be like, oh, this person, you think person is Nigerian only if they talk. So that's where you notice the
Right,
difference. Yeah, so
right.
same people like me, like
Mm-hmm,
it's and which is good. And living among people that look like you is
mm-hmm.
just like if I've gone to a place where it's predominantly white people, it will be more hard to adjust. But only if we talk that they'll know the difference. So
Right.
because of the accent, yeah. So that's
Mm-hmm.
nice also. That's
Okay.
nice.
Mm-hmm. So now we come to talk about what opportunities you have had to share your Nigerian home culture with the people you interact with in Guyana.
So the thing is, when I came here, I wanted to buy African print, right? And I went to Regent Street, and the quality of what I got, I didn't like. I saw, I didn't like it. So I went back home for holiday, and then I was like, let me bring some African prints. But I didn't know how to market it. I was younger, and I'm, I'm, I'm a medical student, so marketing was not really my forte. Like, so I got here, and people, I started dressing African culture, like, and people be like, oh, I like, what are they calling it?
Mm-hmm.
Africa, or people even ask because of my accent. Oh, I like what I see on TV because Guyanese people really love African movies a lot.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So they'll be like, oh, sometimes they say, do you know this person? Do you know that person? So I started bringing the African print in. It was, okay, how will I market it? When I got an handle of how to market things through Facebook, then with the skincare, people keep asking about the skincare with me. Oh, can you, some people even ask me, oh, I saw this thing online. And do you know who this person is? And I'll be like, Nigeria is a big country. I don't know the person. I'll go and check their page. They'll say, oh, do you have this thing? Can you help me to get this thing? Can you help to get that from? So I was like, you know what? Let me just start a business with this thing. Let me just be bringing this thing directly from Nigeria and brand it with my business name. So, so that's how I started. But again, people, when they meet you, and once I just open my mouth, at least one or two person will look at me with that. And some people will be like, oh, I like your culture. I watch a lot of Nigerian movies. Do you know this person? Do you know that person? Do you know this person? Do you know that person? So in Guyana, people love African culture a lot.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, yes, and of course, in a lot of cases, we very curious because our roots are there on that continent, but
Yes,
there's a
yes.
lot we don't know. So there's that curiosity. So you said, so this is how Rhoda Doxa was born. Rhoda Doxa is your
Yes.
business. Why? Could you give us a little bit about the name? Why Rhoda Doxa?
So my mom's name is Rhoda.
Mhm.
And then I had this family friend I used to add Doxa to everything. He named me Doxa, Doxa this, Doxa that. So I was trying to look for a name, right? I didn't want something I want that everybody had, like something I can just anybody can just use or
Mhm.
later I'll just take. So I wanted something unique. My mom's name is Rhoda. I wanted to use her middle name, Omolola, but Omolola, there's already a business name called Omolola. I wanted to use my middle name, Oluwadawa. There's already Oluwadawa out there. So I just thought, and it was my friend and I that was thinking about it. And then he told me, said, oh, Rhoda, your mom's name and this. And that's how we came out with Rhoda Doxa because I wanted something unique. And then when I started the business, the vision I had for it is like, I want you to grow into something that, all those big fashion houses like Chanel Hermes, and all those things. I wanted something that it would be like people pass from generation to generation, and something very unique, a name that can be branded properly. So that's what I came up with.
Yes, Rhoda. Yes, I was just going to ask you to shift. Let's see that. Rhoda Doxa. Okay. Good, great, beautiful. And so let's talk about that some more. So you said you started by bringing African print fabric to Guyana.
Yes.
And then, and you would dress in the and then people started asking about skincare and so on. So maybe you could just tell us a little bit about, the kinds of things you bring in some more detail and that you have for sale. And I know you have a website. And you run social media. I'm gonna put all that information there so that people could see. So just give us some more insight into the
business. So I started selling the African print, and the African print, we have Ghana print, print from all over, Nigerian print from all over Africa, different parts of Africa. So we bring them here, and what I try to make sure doing is you bring unique pieces. Like most of the prints people see, they've seen it on their favorite movie stars and all that. So sometimes, like, people even say, do you have this print that they saw it? So on. So, and quality prints also, quality print that you can wear over and over. Like this top I'm wearing, I've washed this clothes a lot of time, and I've washed several times and still maintain its quality. So that was very important to me, because that's what would create longevity for the business. So another thing is when I started my own ready to wear, because most people always ask, do you have ready to wear, or if I buy this print, I don't want to spend this much money on buying print, and then the tailor destroy it or that kind of thing. So I also started sewing. So I started sewing and I started my ready to wear. So we have ready to wear available already. So you can just, if you want, maybe you have an event you have to go tomorrow, and then you need the skirt. So we have skirts and all that for male and female, and we even started our own kids line this year. We started our own kids line this year. So when it comes to the skincare, we have the shea butter, and then we have this called melanin popping, which is the shea butter, mango butter, and lavender butter mixed together. All these products are from Nigeria, and even we source them from where the original thing is from, not product mixed with something else or adulterated products. So it's the original stuff we bring, and we going to have cocoa butter next month. By God's grace, we should have cocoa butter also, and we sell shea butter. Black soap also. So the black soap, the shea butter, the melanin popping, they are very good for the hair, for the skin. In fact, I cut my hair like a few weeks ago, and you can see how it has grown. It has grown. So it really works. I was even telling my mom that it works. And I came up with mixing the shea butter, lavender butter, and the mango butter together. I even sent back home to my mommy the mixture together that mommy see, just for her to see when my uncle was going back recently. So they are very good products for the skin. You want to maintain that your skin. If you have spots on your skin, you have acne, if you have skin products, they are very, very, very good.
And yours, I just want to interject. Your skin is glowing. It's beautiful.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. I see, I even just have a lip balm on my lips. That's what I have on my lips. So, and just shea butter. So it's quality product, and we cater also our makeup line. We cater for Black women of color. So we try to promote the African culture, the African heritage. It should not just be, what are they calling it, what you just wear during emancipation alone. And I see people are embracing it more, stopping to bleach and all that, just allowing their nice African skin to glow from inside out. So that's what we aiming after.
Yes, and I noticed that, because I know in Guyana, most traditionally, I'm thinking about like when I was growing up and maybe even over I want to say maybe 20 years or so, people didn't really use a whole lot of African print, mostly in August during emancipation time, when we celebrating emancipation. But now I noticed that the last few times I went back home, that, just every day on the street, I would see more people wearing African print fabric and
Yes.
so on. And it's, and see more of it in the stores. And of course, you said not that quality, yes, because I remember I did buy a piece in a store in Regent Street and I was disappointed. Yes. But yes, that's beautiful. And again, and it's just not just the fabric and the clothes. I know you also have bags. I've seen you
Yes.
advertise bags. So do you make those
Yes.
bags too?
No, so I have somebody in Nigeria that makes the bag for us. So I just I thought of it one day. How can I just I love bags a lot, and I really love bags a lot. So one day I just came up with the idea. Actually, I had toothache, and I went to fix my teeth, and then I had a lot of downtime during that period, and I was like, you know what? Let me start selling African print bags. Let me design it. So I went, and most of our bags actually designer inspired, but they are made with African print. So we have different, like our Chika bag looks like Chanel boy bag. Chanel double flap. So our Damola bag looks like Dior bags, and I even named them after these designer bags, but they are made with African print. They are very strong, they are very durable, and they are fashion. So it's like so many colors on them also.
It's a lot of beautiful stuff. But tell me, how have Guyanese been reacting to engaging with your business? Have they embraced it? Are they really buying stuff? Or they...
Like I always say this business is a blessing, and I really thank God for it. Like, for example, now I'm not even practicing as a doctor. I plan going back next year.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, so medicine has gone by the website.
I plan going back next year, early next year, back into my medical career. So it's something I do full time. Guyanese people have really embraced it, and even Caribbean people generally, they've embraced it a lot. And with this whole Black movement, people are really embracing their culture more than before. Like now, people when they get married, when people want to get married, they wear African print and all that. They are really, really embracing it, unlike before, which is fantastic and blessing to
Right.
me.
And it is exactly.
Hallelujah.
So you had to put the medical career on pause,
Yes.
but you don't plan to abandon it.
No, I don't plan to, because
Okay.
the thing is, people think the fashion is my passion, but the thing is that I actually enjoy being a doctor. I wasn't forced into medical school. In fact, this business just came on me while I was in medical school. So I really do enjoy being a doctor also. So it's something I want to do both together. But I took time off now to focus on the business, make it more grounded before I...
Exactly. And then
Yes.
the way you have it in such a way that it could kind of work. It won't take so much of
Alongside.
your time,
Yes,
that you could,
yes,
and so that you could devote
yes.
time to your career and have that as a side. And I noticed that you have a website too. And that you can order from the website, right?
Yes. Our website is currently down now, but it will be back on this weekend. So it's...
Yes. So you said the website will be back up soon. And so when
Yes,
could
this weekend.
people from anywhere in the
In
world
the
order
world,
from the
yes,
website?
anybody in the world can order from the website.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So we got to go there to is it rhodadoxa.com?
Yes, yes.
Rhodadoxa.com.
www.rodadoxa.com.
Rhodadoxa.com. And then we could buy our fabric as well as ready-made pieces, our handbags, purses,
Yes, ma'am.
skincare products.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Wow, wow. All right, we're gonna continue. Well, but I wanted, because we talk about culture, and you and I spoke about this a little. I noticed like every time we communicate, like we would communicate on like we're talking now and on
Yes.
WhatsApp, you would say, yes, ma. You always refer to me as ma. I know why you do it, but just for the could you
Well,
just for the people who
no,
don't know,
it's
why do you want to tell us about that?
so Nigerians are very respectful people. You know, that's how I was raised. When somebody that is older than you have to say yes, ma, yes, sir. If you what they call, even when I go back to Nigeria, if when my dad comes to pick me at the airport, I go on my knees and kneel down and greet him right at the airport. Anywhere I see my daddy basically and my mom. So we so respectful people, especially my tribe. I'm from the Yoruba tribe. I'm from Osun State, but I was born in Lagos and I grew up in Lagos. So we're very respectful. Everybody's our uncle, our auntie, anybody that's old enough to give birth to us, we call them mommy, we call them daddy. So it's a community to raise the child. So, you know, we very respectful. That's how I've been all my life. So even sometimes when people say certain things, I'll say thank God, because it's like instead of saying welcome, we say thank God, you know, after somebody say thank you. So because in my language, Oshe will say Oluwashe, so that kind of thing.
Okay, yes.
So thank God, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I remember talking with a friend who, she's Guyanese, she's married to a Ghanaian and they live in Ghana. And well, they moved to Ghana recently. But she said, her husband said to me, we were chatting, and her husband said to me, the only thing that she doesn't like is when they go to the market and people call her mom or ma. So and it's the same, similar to what you said, you know, and
Yes,
I
yes,
laugh because I said, I know it's kind of like it's a way of showing respect. And we have
yes.
something similar in Guyana in that we might not call the person mom, but you know, like you, I'm sure you experienced it
Auntie,
in Market, but say
uncle,
auntie,
yes,
auntie
yeah,
or uncle,
auntie, uncle,
yes, as long as the
yes,
person is
yes,
older. Yes.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes. All right. So let's continue with, to now, when you've gone back to Nigeria to visit, since
Yes,
you've been
yes,
in
I have.
Guyana, have
Yes,
you
yes.
had any other opportunities to while going there to share information about Guyana, aspects of Guyanese life and culture with, you know, your friends and family back home?
It's a peaceful country. Now I keep telling people, even the Guyanese people are not, and I that's an admirable quality that I feel Nigerians, Lagos people to adopt also. They are very contented. And that being contented, it really helps people living long. People don't want to have, in Nigeria, people want to drive Porsche, Range Rover, Hummer, all these expensive cars and all those things. Guyanese people are just simple. They just want to go home, come back home, have their little beer, go to their party, you know, come back, go to church, those that want to go to church or whatever. So now Guyanese people are really, and then the food. I think next time I go, I'll make cook up for them.
Okay, yeah, that'd be
Yes, I'll
nice.
make
That would be nice.
cook up. And I notice people live Nigeria, people live long in Nigeria too. But here also in Guyana also I notice this. Whenever they are eating rice, they put vegetable. They'll put maybe little salad, cabbage or cucumber, which I like that
Mhm.
also. And in this place, everything they eat it with pepper and ketchup.
Pepper and ketchup, yeah.
The only time you eat pepper and ketchup is if you're eating fries. But yeah, with the rice. So there are actually things about Guyana, like, and Guyanese people are welcoming. That thing. If they are not welcoming, I'll not still be here, because you know my safety is very important also. And actually, to me, right, apart from everywhere has to develop, you can't compare Lagos that has 22 million in just one state to
Right.
a country that has less than 1
1
million
million in
people.
the whole country, right?
Yes, so
Exactly.
you cannot compare. You can't, you know, you can't. So you can't compare. So it's it's actually a nice country. It's a country you should visit. I want to go to the Cashew Falls. I want to see that place. But I'm afraid of height, right?
Oh
So
no.
I did.
Oh no, it would be beautiful. Yes, go, go, I tell
So
you.
when my friends come and visit me eventually, Yeah, I'll take them there, but my dad is afraid of heights. I don't know how that will go.
No, but it's
Well,
you fly in and then
yeah.
you do a little hike with a guide into the area with the falls. So if you don't have to go right to the edge, you could stand back. There's space, you could stand
And
back so that
no,
you
I'm not
don't,
going to be the
yeah,
edge.
yeah, so
I'm
you
not going
don't
to be handy. I'm not going to be able to handle to any edge. I'm not
yes.
going to be able to handle going to any edge.
So Dr. Deborah Kehinde of Rhoda Doxa Fashion and
Yes,
Skincare, tell
yes.
me as we bring our conversation to a close, what has been your most impactful experience of living abroad?
I'm thinking now. I feel, let me say the my parents, my dad was very proud of me. My parents proud of me graduating as a medical doctor. We are very every parent will be proud of me doing that. But I always feel like with the business stuff, they didn't really 100% accept it, But something happened this year for me, and I had to dress Minister of Education Priya, and yes,
I saw that. I saw that on
and
Instagram or
meeting the
somewhere.
yes, and the first lady also. I had to do a simple stuff for her, and me sharing pictures with them, meeting those kind of people over here, and I'm a foreigner. It brought joy to them, and my father felt proud of me, and I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was on the phone, I felt it. And I also feel also that I don't really know that there are so many girls looking at me. Recently my sister from another mother came here to study, came to Guyana to study medicine. And, she felt so proud of me. And she felt that if I could stay here, she can also stay here to do what she has to do. And, touching lives, people, saying that, oh, when I grow up, I want to be like you. I mean, I'm also, trying to get through life, get through life. It gives me joy, it gives me joy. It gives me joy a lot. And the business for me is not just about the money. When people wear African clothes, there was this guy that wore his clothes for his wedding, and he felt so happy. He
Mm.
felt like he is in Africa. When people wear their clothes and finish designing for people, and they just feel so happy. It makes me happy. They feel like they are touching the motherland, because they can't really go there.
Right. But
Even when people meet me and have the experience with me, they feel like they are in Africa,
right. They have
but
the,
they are
it allows them to get that connection,
in touch with their ancestors. So it brings me joy. It brings me joy to be able to reach out that way.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. So, Deborah, thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you for
been a
having me.
pleasure talking with you. And I'm gonna encourage my guests to go ahead and check out the website, Rhoda Doxa, www.rhodadoxa.com. And you're gonna check out her Instagram, her Facebook, and I want to
You can even
wish
reach
you
me on WhatsApp.
I want to wish you every success in your business with Rhoda Doxa and also when you return to medicine, because
Yes, ma'am.
I know you're going to be you are um, a great physician and you're going to continue in
Thank you,
that.
ma'am.
And
Thank you.
so you're welcome. And so to the viewers, thank you so
Wait, before
much.
before I leave,
Oh,
I want to say
sorry.
something. Thank you very much, Ma, for having me. It's an opportunity to be here, and thank you for even considering me. I really appreciate it. God bless you, Ma. God
Oh,
bless you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. And
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you so much. Thank you
Yes.
for being here. And I'm going to thank the viewers for watching. And we're going to see you soon as we meet more people and continue to share beautiful experiences in our next episode of Our Culture to the World. Thank you, Deborah. Bye.
Thank God.